It's that simple. Public executions for any illegal that rapes or kills an American. They don't deserve deportation. They deserve to be ended.
Will these attacks do you think these attacks will happen simultaneously throughout the United States, or will they be one day here, next day here, another one over here next week?
So they want them coordinated. I don't know if coordinated means all at the same time, or if coordinated means we do it Monday, we do it Tuesday, we do it Wednesday, we do it Thursday, we do it Friday, we just do 5 straight days. So, but they want it coordinated. What's coordinated mean? And the other argument we have, does coordinated also mean US and Europe at the same time? And is Europe all coordinated at the same time? So when they say coordinated, we don't know exactly what that means. So they could also be US and Europe at the same time, which is complicated.
Do you think Europe will see mass casualties, or earlier you kind of mentioned that you think that the primary target in Europe is still U.S. embassies?
No, that's for the wave. So remember, there's a wave of embassy attacks, but then there's this multi-coordinated attack. It's a completely separate wave of attacks. So they're going to get the same October 7th attack in Europe as we're getting in the U.S., as planned right now anyway. And they also, so 1,000 terrorists were supposedly trained for the US and deployed, and 1,000 were supposedly trained for the Europe attack and deployed. The embassy plots are completely different with completely different trained terrorists.
Man, why haven't they hit yet?
Because the training takes the time. So for
they're
Israel,
here. They're here though.
Supposedly, yeah.
Okay,
they got here.
Let me ask, how long have they been here?
I'm not sure, but if we just do math quick, okay? Israel, they trained 500 terrorists, right? They got a longer timeline, but they were planning to train 500 in 3 months, right? 2 months. So they're going to train 500 in 2 months for Israel. So for Israel, they did it really quick, but it would have been half-assed. They luckily ended up with a year and a half. But then remember, I told you they had to train 10,000 for Syria. And I think that gets completely ignored, okay? So they have this huge number, and we just saw what the effect of it, right? So the 10,000 for Syria, and some went to Iraq, became the priority. And then we think the homeland attackers were in there. And then that's training's done too, if that makes sense. So they are training for multiple phases at the same time. So it takes time to get through all the training.
Man, this stuff scares the shit out of me. What do you think? Okay, you had mentioned earlier, we just got done talking about the significance of October 7th. How many other dates are there that it could potentially, if they're looking for that kind of, symbology or whatever you want to call it, how many dates are we looking at? Is it too many are there too many significant dates throughout the 20 years that we were over there that we can't, we can't. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I know you're
saying.
How
many dates are we looking at here?
Yeah,
is it impossible? Is it 365? Is every day of the year after 20 years a potential date? Or are there some specific hard dates that you think that federal, state, local government should be looking at?
Sure. Well, I think if we just talk about the October 7th investigation we did, we actually discussed 3 dates. We discussed the significance of October 7th being the day we started Operation Enduring Freedom. Remember when I said they started training in August? They actually started training on August 7th. They chose August 7th because that was the anniversary of the Tanzania and Kenya embassy bombings, okay? So they did choose even a historic date to start training, okay? And then when you go to 9/11, the majority of Americans, I don't even think the majority of the U.S. government knows why 9/11 was chosen. You'll get these stupid theories. It would start the school year, or 11 means Allah or something like that. It comes from 9/11, 1922, and it was basically kind of, after the time of the British Mandate, and that was the first day they basically took a Westerner and said, this Westerner, and he ended up being a British and Jewish, you are in charge of kind of like this Palestinian type of mandate. And Al-Qaeda had cared about a date from 1922, and that's why they chose 9/11 to attack us. So
Tupac wrote the song Changes. Way back then he told us that there was war in the streets and war in the Middle East. Fast forward almost 30 years, and there still isn't peace. So I'm gonna remind us all now in this moment to give some hope to the hopeless, that if we want to see change, we need to remember that change begins within us. It's time for us as a people to realize that even though we have different faces, we are all one race. Even though we have different features, eyes and skin colors, we are all sisters and brothers. We need to learn how to forgive each other, empower each other, and love each other. We need to learn how to treat the earth like our mother, with love and respect. Because that which is always given is always received. If we shed more blood, then only we will bleed. If we spread more love, then our hearts are freed. I'm a believer, so I will continue to believe. With the power of God vested in me, let's heal our culture.